Hi, and welcome back to Ask a Pennsylvania Dutchman. My name is Chris LaRose, and this here is Douglas Maiden, 4-hour resident Pennsylvania Dutchman.
That's better.
Here we go. Do you have any questions for us
Is
today?
your tongue working all right?
It's not. I started a new job, and I'm getting sleepy from these late nights. But hey, we're here now. We're doing it.
Let's do it, baby.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Well, thanks for asking. I'm doing okay.
I figured I'd ask you. You know, well, are you ready for a question, Doug?
Yeah.
We got one today from Larry O'Toole of Wilmington, Delaware.
O'Toole? He must be Irish. Isn't that like an Irish name?
Yeah, and way up
and
there.
from Delaware.
Way up there. Holy gosh.
Hey, what did Delaware?
I don't know.
New Jersey.
That's
That's such a dumb joke.
that's
but
old.
it always makes me laugh.
It's an oldie and a goodie.
Anyway, but what's Mr. O'Toole want to know?
Well, he says, while browsing through some old photos on my iPhone, I came across some photos from a 2016 motorcycle ride I had taken to my bike shop, Hermes, in Port Clinton, Pennsylvania. That's why.
Hermes is my bike shop too, Larry.
Well, that's not mine, but they got.
What's Larry say? He doesn't say what he rode though.
Well, no, he said I mapped out a more circuitous.
Can you write that? Can you read circuitous?
Woo! Making my head smoke today. All right. Route that would have normally taken me passing through a small town in Leonardsville. Hey, I know Leonardsville. We played shows there.
Yes, we did.
On my way to Hamburg, eventually arriving in Port Clinton. The Dutchman was closed that day.
Boo. Okay.
My question is, what are some of your favorite small towns in the region that still reflect their PA Dutch or PA German heritage, and why are they notable? Well, all of them.
Well, this is going to be a message from the Tourism Board of Pennsylvania Dutch Country. But let me first start off by saying shout out to Hermes, BMW,
Triumph
motorcycle shop in Port Clinton, lovely little Port Clinton, Pennsylvania. That's over the border in Schuylkill County, right over the border from Hamburg and Berks
I drive
County.
by it every time I go to band practice.
Right. So, full disclosure, Chris and I are both big motorcyclists, and Hermes is a beautiful place because they sell my brand, BMW, and they sell his brand, Triumph, under the same roof. So shout out to Hermes and great customer service. In any event, he asks a great question. You know, if what he wants to know, like what, you know, if I'm making a travel guide of Pennsylvania Dutch,
what
little towns. No, he wants to know why BMWs are so much better.
No, why Triumphs have so much more style.
This is an argument for another video. He wants serious information about the little towns to check out.
To ride to on his Triumph.
Yeah, or on his BMW.
Okay, well, the little towns, where we...
Well, first off, he rode through Lenhartsville. Lenhartsville is a great little stop, of course, for the Dutchman restaurant right there in the corner. You go there, and the chef and owner, Steve, you get in there and you say, hey, the Dutchman sent you. Great food, good Pennsylvania Dutch cooking, great pies. They always have a lot of pies there.
They have shoe fly?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good.
Now, I'm going to kind of think about just that region alone right off the bat. You know, so Kutztown gets a lot of love from us for the Pennsylvania German Cultural Heritage Center and the Folk Festival. But a great stop in the Kutztown area is Crystal Cave.
Yeah.
And Crystal Cave, you know, is beautiful. A little cave you can walk through, Limestone Cave. It's really cool. You can also then, you know, there's the Hex tour goes through there, and there's barns all over the place there with Hex signs painted on them. So that's worth a trip just to see all that stuff in that part of Berks County. If you're in Port Clinton, stop down into Hamburg. Hamburg's a great little town. Great main street with little shops. There's a really good brewery there. We'll give a shout out to 1787 Brewing Company.
That's
good
a great
food.
place, yeah.
If you like beer, they have good beer. If you don't like beer, the food's really good. It's in an old 5 and 10 shop. And there's all those little mom and pop stores there on the main street in Hamburg. So that's worth a stop.
Well, it's hard to pick just one little town.
Well, that's why you said, what are some of your favorites?
Well, I really like... My girlfriend and I have been doing Sunday drives. We'll go to a diner.
Boy, is that a lost tradition.
We'll go to any diner we haven't been into, and afterwards we'll just drive through random country roads and through towns that we haven't been in, and we find some really cool stuff. Some of those little towns that look like they kind of got forgotten about sometime in the 90s and leftovers from the 50s. So it looks, you know, just like it did 30 years ago.
Yeah, another region that is completely underrated, in my opinion, is the Ole Valley.
Oh, I love Ole. Home of the National Triumph Rally.
It is.
Triumph.
It is. The town of Ole itself is a cute little quaint town that you should definitely stop and see. But then, as Chris said, just taking a drive around that region, around down through the Ole Valley on the way to like Boyertown and down that way is just beautiful. It's God's country, in my opinion. Beautiful Pennsylvania Dutch rolling hills, farms, old, 1700 era stone farmhouses. Definitely worth the check. And when you get yourself down there into southern Berks County, pop over towards Birdsboro and see the Daniel Boone Homestead. That's a neat little stop to check out. You could also go to
the Conrad Weiser Homestead.
And then, of course, if you're,
Charlottesville, we can just go to Charlottesville.
We can just keep naming places we think about it.
I'm telling you, our one video, I suggested us doing a map, a PA Dutch map, and I think we ought to do it. Here's a second video where it would come in handy.
Another place, the Conrad Weiser Homestead is worth a trip too. It really is. It's pretty. And we're kind of talking just about Berks County right now because we're both Berks County booba. But, beyond Berks County, and I'm sure there's places we're missing in Berks County, the trip from Lenhartsville, you'd mentioned Lenhartsville, travel towards Kutztown, Fleetwood area, and it'll take you through the little town of Virginsville, which is just a cute little town. There's a covered bridge. They used to have a great hotel that had awesome food. It sadly is closed down.
It'd be cool to be a motorcycle ride doing a covered bridge tour.
And hex sign tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really cool sites.
Maybe we could, how they do poker runs? We could do a hex run or a covered bridge run. That'd be neat. Can you imagine a bunch of Triumphs and maybe your Beamer all going
the Beamer would be
bridge
out front.
Yeah, well, it'd be humming through the tunnel.
Or I could be in the back in case the Triumphs break down.
Well, they don't break down now. They strategically place their parts so you know how to find your way home.
So it's like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, it's like Easter every time you ride.
Let's think. All right, yeah. Let's think beyond Berks County. I'll tell you what. Going into Lancaster County, I really like the little town of Ephrata, and then you can check out the Ephrata Cloister, which is a really cool historical site. Ephrata is a neat little town to check out.
So is Lidditz.
Lidditz, yeah.
That's a little more built up, though.
Yeah. And then in Lebanon County, Schaeferstown.
I love
Historic Schaeferstown is something everyone could put on their list of places to go see.
The little crossroads in Schaeferstown, I'll tell you what, that's fallen back in time too.
But Chris is right. I like, as motorcyclists, we do kind of judge places by the diner or the pie that you can get to ride for. And any little crossroads,
how cheap the gas is.
Any little crossroads town that you can bump into and get a piece of shoe fly pie at a diner or something is worth the stop, in my opinion.
Well, that's one of the magical things about motorcycles is that you go to places like that where you normally wouldn't. And since you have to be aware of everything you're doing when you're riding, you're paying attention and you see the stuff you wouldn't if you were riding in the side seat of a car.
Right.
So I was reading this article that was talking about how young folks these days, I guess it's millennials and under, don't ride motorcycles. They don't think they're cool. Well, if you're an adventurer and you want to see all these cool places like Ole and Leonardsville and all that stuff. Yes, but
not every... I get that. But we're also want to make it clear that you don't need to ride motorcycles to check these places out.
But it certainly
But it's cooler on a motorcycle.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That I'll give you. But yeah,
and honestly, it's even cooler on a Triumph.
Yeah. Anyway, you know what BMW stands for. Best motorcycle in the world.
I don't know.
There's another acronym too, though. Bring
my wallet
money with, or bring my wallet. Yeah. Anyway, now that's just a short list. Just thinking off the top of my head, and there's tons of other places out there. Don't get me wrong. My gosh, I know we're missing some. Going out towards Lehigh Valley from Kutztown, there's great little crossroad towns that at time have forgotten. Anywhere out through there is really neat. Schnecksville, and then you can go up into Carbon and Northampton counties that a lot of people always overlook because they're not Lancaster, Lehigh, Berks, but Northampton and Carbon.
Yeah, I like Carbon.
There's a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch up in that region of Pennsylvania that a lot of people don't realize. Slatington area, Jim Thorpe area.
That's a great place. Like, if you've never been up to Jim Thorpe, I'd go up there. I like to call it Mock Chunk, the old
original name for it, but those are great motorcycle roads up in there, too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
you can't beat that.
Jim Thorpe is a cute little town. And here's another shout out to a region that was heavily influenced and settled by the Pennsylvania Dutch that a lot of people outside of Pennsylvania Dutch country don't necessarily realize. And that's, go across the Susquehanna River and head north a little bit, up into places like Snyder County and Perry and Juniata counties. Those were all Pennsylvania Dutch, a heavy influence of Pennsylvania Dutch people that in the 1800s started to push a little bit farther west. Sealands Grove is a neat little town to check out that has, the Governor Snyder, that Snyder County's named after. He was one of our first, not the first, but one of our first governors in Pennsylvania. He was Pennsylvania Dutch. He spoke Pennsylvania Dutch. When he went to Harrisburg to become governor. So, that region, I think, also gets overlooked sometimes. Northumberland County, that region there along the Susquehanna River Valley, there's a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch influence there. You might not see the hex signs like you see in Berks County and Lehigh County, but you're going to see Pennsylvania Dutch influence in foodways.
Well, that and the
architecture
history in that area was huge. Back in the canal era, that was the big hub,
Yeah, it's really...
that was what made the state.
I think we need to remember that as much as we love and promote, Pennsylvania Dutch country itself, those core counties of Berks, Lancaster, Lebanon, Lehigh, branch out. Northampton, Carbon, Northumberland, Snyder. Go a little farther and check out those places too, because there are some really neat places. Heck, go up into Schuylkill County, in Higgins Valley, in the Higginsdale and Pine Grove. That's a huge Pennsylvania Dutch region.
Really cool. I like Pine Grove.
That's really pretty driving.
I ride up that way too a lot.
So, there's so many cool little places to check out. In fact, what I want everybody watching this video to do is, in the chat section down below, let us know what your favorite places are. Where do you like to go in Pennsylvania Dutch country or beyond? And give those places a shout out so other people can check them out too. Because there's a lot of really cool stuff. Pennsylvania does not brag about itself enough. I truly believe that. We have a lot of really neat natural beauty in Pennsylvania that a lot of people don't realize, and we have this rich culture and history that we aren't promoting enough.
Well, and the other thing is, though, it's a lot of that stuff is preserved because it doesn't get talked about. Like some of these really great old towns, the little ones that you drive through, and like I said, it's like falling back 30 or 50 or 60 years. It's because people don't go there. So if you're on the inside, you got
we're
stuff.
putting you on the inside now.
Now everybody knows.
I don't think it's going to blow up, but it's cool for us to be able to branch out and tell people, hey, it's really cool to check out the Buffalo Valley or Big Valley in Mifflin County, which is a huge Amish population and Old Order Mennonite. A lot of horse and buggy Amish out that way. That is not Lancaster. That you're not going to have all those tourists. And there's some great restaurants out there in Big Valley around the town of Belleville. Peachy's. Stop at Peachy's for some ice cream. Beautiful, beautiful scenery because out there the mountains go a little higher and it's these deep valleys. It's well worth the trip out to they call it the Big Valley, the Großadal, out there in Mifflin County. Beautiful trip. These are all day trips that, years ago people used to do Sunday driving and all that, like you talk about. My grandparents used to do that all the time with us. We'd go somewhere on a Sunday afternoon and maybe stop and get ice cream or just go visit a cemetery that we had some relatives buried at or something. I don't know. And I think that's a lost art.
And it's the best fun you can have.
It is. It is a lot of fun.
Well, the one thing my girlfriend and I just started doing is we got a map of Pennsylvania. And what we'll do is we'll start driving through these towns, and then when we get home, we find the roads we were on.
Highlight them.
And highlight them. So we have this big yellow spider across the whole state to figure out where all we went. And then we look at the spots we haven't been yet, and we'll go back through all those.
I've done that about everywhere I've been on my motorcycle in Pennsylvania. I've done that. I've highlighted the roads. Well, it's cool.
Well, and the thing is, I got Emily hooked on riding a motorcycle with me, too. Heck, I'm even wearing my motorcycle boots. Look at these thugs. These went 1,000 miles on a 1965 Triumph, Doug. I'm telling you what, with my buddy Ryan.
Triumph.
You got to come with us next time.
Yeah.
You got to go slow, and you're in the front because your headlight.
No, I'll be... Oh.
I ain't got turn signals on mine. It's too old.
That's all right. You just put your arms out.
That's what I do. I wave, but people don't know what I'm doing. They think I'm yelling at them or just, hey, how you doing? That's all I'm going over.
What was this guy's name now? Oh, shoot, I don't remember.
It was Larry O'Toole.
Larry O'Toole from Delaware. Larry, get out of Delaware, come north again, and check out some of these places. And please, for everyone watching this video, put in the comment section down below where you like to go in Pennsylvania Dutch country and beyond Pennsylvania Dutch country, and let everybody know why. We're going to have to be our own own tourism board for Pennsylvania, since I don't think Pennsylvania does a good enough job.
We ought to do another flyer or something that talks about good motorcycle routes.
Because there are some great ones.
Yeah,
really
we could just do like, hey, take 501 to 422 or whatever, something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
That'd be cool.
Larry, thanks so much for the question. Hopefully we've inspired some of you out there to get in the car or throw your leg over the motorcycle and get out and experience Pennsylvania Dutch country right now. There's never a better time than right now.
Oh, yeah. Perfect weather for it, too.
It is.
Bring back the Sunday drive.
Get that ice cream. Go get some ice cream or pie.
Yeah, get some shoe fly.
Yeah. All right, Booba.
Right. Well, I think you heard it from the Dutchman. You have anything else, Douglas?
Nope. Get out there.
Get out.
There. Get out.
Get out. All right. You heard it from the Dutchman. Until next time,
Mox good.
If you have a question, you have to email us at busterpa@yahoo.com.